How does one ask a head coach in the National Football League whose team just lost at home to a first-time starter out of the University of Utah who did not know he was starting until the morning of the game because he got a text from the starting quarterback who was sick, and your team loses because, in part, your rookie quarterback looked so ineffectual while he was, what's the word for it, healthy, before he got knocked from the game, starting a rumor that you're maybe going to get fired on Thanksgiving Day. How do you ask that coach that question? Well, the Chicago media did just that. That's the rumor going around Chicago, and Matt Nagy was posed that very question today.
Matt, there's a report today that you had been informed that this would be your last game as president.
That is not accurate. I have not, I have great communication with ownership, with George and Ted and Ryan, but I have not had any discussions.
Would he say if it was accurate? Like, hey, coach, there's a report that Thursday is your last game and you're going to be fired. Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm getting fired.
As a matter of fact, I'm out.
Yeah, see you guys.
See ya.
See you.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's he supposed to say?
And did you see what Eli once did on the Manning cast?
Yeah.
Here's the birds. Here we go.
You know what I mean? Like, come on. What are we doing?
Well, what a question to ask him. I mean, you've already been told you're fired. And then what? He's coaching this game because that's the way that he gets his buyout? I mean, that's weird.
You'd leave.
That's weird.
But he's getting fired, right? I
honestly, I don't know how. I mean, I mentioned how the circumstances leading up to that soundbite in a segment yesterday about how it's the worst possible scenario for Nagy to come off a bye, which he's never won off of yet. He's now 0 for 4 out of his 4 years coming off of a bye. And you lose to a team that is starting somebody who's never done it before, and your kid who just began to show signs of life and vigor and development comes off of his bye and is regressing, albeit against a defense that is able to turn really terrific kids like Herbert into a Bear.
But they got to win that game.
At home.
At home.
I get it.
Come on.
Right. And so, but is there a coordinator for him to fire like Joe Judge just did? I don't think so. And it's the GM upstairs, too. The Bears might just clean house, just like the Giants. Some of the old school franchises are placed with a conundrum. But at least with the Bears, you've drafted somebody that you think is your guy. The Giants are still, I think, have to come to the realization over the next 5-6 weeks that Daniel Jones is not the guy. They're not going to put a fifth-year option in front of him and say that we're going to pay you that much money and maybe saddle a new coach with that decision that you've already made. This is your guy for the next 2 years. Come on. I think that's kind of crazy talk, don't you?
Yeah.
So, and Jared Goff, it appears, is going to start for the Lions. So Goff he's leaning towards starting Goff with his oblique muscle that knocked him from last week's start against the Browns. Leaning towards starting him against the Bears. Goff versus the Bears. If Jared Goff, coming off of a bulky oblique, beats you like half a Goff, like an off beats you after the kid Tyler Huntley beats you in 5 days. Mooch will tell you can get fired in Detroit on Thanksgiving. That's what brought Mooch into my life. A miserable day for him and his family brought me nothing but happiness.
We were all better for it. I know he wasn't.
I know that.
Although those checks cleared for a while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that's the setup, man. Oof. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.